Hey guys, it's Amber and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. Today we are back in cast for a challenge video, and today we're going to be creating Disney villains as Sims. So this is kind of an idea that I've seen floating around. I've seen a few different people do it. I think most recently Lana from It's QWERTY Loves, as well as Lazy Kiwi, and I'm pretty sure Sid Mac has done this sort of video with princesses and villains a couple of different times. But since it's spooky season, I decided we would start with a villain version of this challenge. It's been kind of a chaotic spooky season for me. I haven't really been able to put out a lot of content, and by a lot, I mean any. So I thought this video would be fun to do. I enjoy making Sims, and I feel like it would pull me out of my usual Sim style, since Disney villains have a kind of distinct facial features and kind of look that don't go with what I typically do. So I decided I would create 3 different villains for today's video, including a male villain, which is, you know, a step out of my comfort zone. So for our first Sim that we are creating here, this is actually Lady Tremaine. So Lady Tremaine is the villain from Cinderella, and I actually love Cinderella. I grew up watching it. It's kind of one of my favorite Disney movies. I've seen 1, 2, and 3. I vividly remember having my mom take me to Blockbuster so that I could rent Cinderella 3, and she kind of thought it was ridiculous, but I don't care. I loved it. And it's honestly a pretty good movie, just saying. So Lady Tremaine is honestly kind of one of the more evil Disney villains in my opinion, because abusing a child the way she did Cinderella is wild. So I wanted to definitely go for like a more mean look for her, and I definitely think that we were able to capture that. I also did make her an adult as opposed to an elder. One, because I truthfully don't think Lady Tremaine was all that old in the movie, and I just didn't feel like she carried herself the way like Sims 4 elders do, you know, with the hunched back. Like, Lady Tremaine's just not there yet. She's still kind of serving. So I felt like she still needed to have that adult flair. I also wanted to go for a slightly more modern take on these villains. I can't say they're necessarily like super modernized. Like, this is obviously kind of like a retro style dress. It is by Syntate, and all of their CC is just chef's kiss. Everything they release, I download. It's all in my game. But I thought this dress was perfect, kind of really mirrored the look that she has. Also, the earrings. I didn't realize this, but Lady Tremaine wears like big kind of gaudy green jewelry in the movie, so I was really excited to throw those earrings on there. Also, her lipstick. Like, our girl is really wearing a bold lip throughout the movie, and I didn't realize that, so I did have to make sure that we encapsulated that when we were creating her sim. But I'm actually really happy with the way she turns out, and I do think she has a pretty distinct facial structure compared to most of my other sims. So I don't know, you guys have to let me know. Do you think she's serving kind of Lady Tremaine realness or no? For our next sim, this sim I wanted to create the evil queen from Snow White. So for the evil queen, I wanted to give her like very delicate features, because I kind of think the whole point of the evil queen is that she is beautiful. She's always been beautiful, and she's jealous at the fact that Snow White is now becoming more beautiful as she kind of moves into adulthood. So I gave her very similar features to Snow White. I made her very fair like Snow White. She has the black hair, and then when I was going, I kind of gave her, you know, the lips as red as blood and all that kind of stuff that they would say about Snow White, because I assume she's just kind of an older version of Snow White, and now that Snow White's moving into adulthood, she's stealing kind of everything that the evil queen had. Also, the evil queen is getting older. I made her an adult as well, because I think that's kind of part of the point, is this jealousy of youth and beauty for this character. But for her, one of the big things that I wanted to do is give her pretty angular facial structure. So I wanted to make sure that our girl had the sharp jaw, but like a small heart-shaped face with a sharp jaw. Gave her a lot of like blush, and then I tried to make sure that I also gave both her and Lady Tremaine some kind of fine lines and wrinkles, because I did want to kind of pull out that elder look. And this hair, it's basically like a CC mesh edit of the werewolf hair, but oh my gosh, I just thought it was perfect. There's just something so kind of evil about it. in like a good way. And then the way she has like the widow's peak, I felt like was a perfect kind of imitation of the headdress that she wears throughout the movie, because you actually don't ever see the evil queen's hair when she's dressed as the evil queen. Like the hag has like the gray hair and stuff, but when she is herself as the evil queen, you really don't see a lot of her. She's wearing clothes that cover the vast majority of her body, and like I assume a headpiece with a crown on top of it. So I thought it was pretty interesting to kind of envision what I would think she would look like. As far as dressing her, I had a little bit of trouble. Like I said, I was going for like a semi-modernized version, but also I was trying to decide on colors, because she's wearing like a purple dress with like a black cape. She's mostly wearing a lot of black, and I wanted to make sure her outfit was distinct from Lady Tremaine. So I kind of went even more modern for her than I did for Lady Tremaine, I think. And then I gave her the shoes with the red rose just because I thought they were super cute and kind of pulled into some of those things and that fairness that would be associated with, I assume, her when she was younger and Snow White now. Also, I kind of just felt like gaudy jewelry kind of over the top a little bit for Disney villains, and I feel like that's pretty common. She's also, of course, got the bright red lip, which she has in the movie, and then I wanted to give her kind of more of a smoky eye as well. And as for traits, I didn't mention this, but they're all evil. They'll all be evil, of course. The evil queen is also self-absorbed, and then I thought jealous was obviously the most obvious trait for her, since she's jealous of Snow White. That's kind of the whole point of the movie. So she's probably my favorite from this video. I kind of love the way she turned out. I know she's evil, but like, she is stunning. So she's probably my favorite, but you guys have to let me know below which one is your favorite. And for this last one, I went a little bit rogue. So I wanted to create a male villain, and this is probably my favorite Disney villain. So we are creating Scar for this. Now, obviously Scar is a lion. Not a human. So we're making a human sim version of Scar, because why not? It's my game. I can do anything. So the obvious first most important thing was trying to get a scar on him that would show up along with the skin details. And that was pretty difficult, actually. My male skin details in particular are like really strong overlays. And so it's really hard to see. Like, he still has the scar on his face now, but I was really struggling to try to get it. And I think this is the one I ended up with. I think I just kind of left it and counted it. So he just has a very faint scar, which I think is fair. He doesn't have like overly prominent scars, so I think it's okay. And then I was also trying to decide on cheekbones, because I wanted to really have him like angled. Obviously Scar in the movie is drawn very angular compared to the other lions, and I wanted to make sure that we were highlighting that when we were creating this sim. Also, I feel like he had to have long hair. Obviously, he's a lion. He's got his whole mane. And so I kind of thought this hair was perfect. Like, I feel like it just gives that lion, regal, majestic sort of look. Also, the other two sims I think both have blue eyes, but Scar's got yellow eyes. He's a lion, so it just makes sense. And then for facial hair, I wanted to go for something, and I think I ended up going with something I don't typically go for, just because it gives a little bit more of a villain moment to me, at least in my brain. I left him pretty thin because Scar is kind of thin compared to the other lions, so I wanted to go for that. And then dressing him was the hardest, because he obviously doesn't wear any clothes in the movie, so figuring out an appropriate style for someone who's supposed to be Scar was not easy. I think I just kind of went with like a little bit of a chic outfit. I feel like Scar would have pretty good style, but I don't know. You guys will have to let me know. This one was a little bit of a stretch, but I am really happy with how he turned out. You honestly will probably see these sims in the background of some of my other saves. We may switch the traits up, but I don't care. I think they're cute. I think they can belong in some of my games. I also gave him some body scars, as you can see here. But you guys have to let me know. What do you think? Do you think they kind of capture their appropriate villain essence, or do you think I need to try again? But I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions down below. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. I just want to say a happy and safe Halloween and Simblering to all of you Simmers out there, and I will see you all next time. Bye.